Iran and Israel war. Recently, there was a big attack on Iran ship, which is declared by the American Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said that US submarine was sank an Iran warship in Indian Ocean, saying this was the biggest strike after the World War II. And let's dive into the history of this conflict. For the better understanding, we'll go to according to the timelines. When we dive into the 1979, when Iranian Revolution happened, after the fall of Pahlavi dynasty ruling in Iran, it's completely turned into the religion-based country, mainly for the women. They only should wear burqas and only restricted to their homes. Iran adopted a strong anti-Israel stand and cutting all the relationship with Israel. Even traveling to the Israel is also banned and consider Israel as a enemy of his Islamic religion because Iran has complete Muslim population which belongs to Shia Muslims, but in Israel it is completely belongs to Jewish state and only 18% Muslims. They belongs to Sunnis. Sunnis and Shias are the two different groups in Muslims in Middle East fight against Israel. And when we moving forward in 1982, where the Israel invaded a country called Lebanon, which is located near Gaza Strip. Then the Lebanon community means the Lebanon country requested Iran to help. Then the supreme leader of Iran sent his troops and military to the Gaza to fight against Israel in the support of Lebanon. At the same time, the Iran was fighting with a war with Iraq. Eventually, that leads to the drawback for Iran to help. At that time, Iran was in a war with Iraq. Eventually said, we can't do two wars with Iraq and Israel to help Lebanon. Despite being success in invading Lebanon, but in 1985, the Israel backed his military base because of the severe conflict with local militants and Shia Muslims. And there are some other movements in Lebanon and attacks from the Hezbollah group. By years passing, both sides developed the military and financial things. In 1985, Hezbollah manifesto was to completely take over the Israel troops from Lebanon. In 2006, the Iran military personally assisted Hezbollah fighters to attack on Israel, where the Iran military participated in firing of rockets and missiles to the Israel country. In addition, the Iran attacks on Israel Navy ship, which is named as INS Hanit, with anti-ship missiles, and there was a severe damage for the warship and killed almost 4 people. In 2009, where the Iran was supporting Hamas in Gaza. In Gaza war, the Iran was smuggling the Hamas with weapons and ammunition, which is attacked by the three Israel airstrikes to avoid the war, to avoid the weapons. On November 4, 2009, Israel captured a ship in Mediterranean Sea and it's contained with the tons of weapons transported from Iran to Hezbollah for the war. Next we go to Stuxnet computer worm in 2010. It was invented by the Israel to stop the performing of Iran nuclear program, and this worm is a virus which can destroy 10% of its nuclear programming system. And this virus enter into the system and it completely uninstall the programs which was programmed for the nuclear system. In 2012, embassy attack where the Israel embassies were attacked in Georgia and India by the Iran members. 2012, February 13th, The Israel embassy staff in Georgia and India were targeted, and in Georgia there was a car bomb failed to explode near the Israel embassy, which is safely detonated by the Georgian police. People like in India, the car bomb was exploded. Almost 4 people was died. In that one, a wife of the Israel defense minister employee. In 2018, heist of Iran nuclear secrets by Israel. On Jan 2018 night, the Mossad, which is intelligence wing of Israel, stolen the nuclear secrets from the secure warehouse in Tehran, which is located in Iran. The Mossad agents came in a truck at midnight. Jan goes into a warehouse with their high-intensity torch, and they stole almost 50,000 pages and 163 compact discs which contain the videos of the nuclear test. This concludes that Iran was planning to build a nuclear weapons, and which is not liked by the Israel. And America entered into the game after this because America never wanted any country to have a nuclear weapon which will clearly dominate the world. Then we will go into the from 2019 to 2025 attacks. There were so many missile attacks and attacks on petrochemical factories from both sides, attacks on Navy ships, and involvement in Gaza war going on. And the Israel and America attacked the nuclear plant in Iran. Even the even killing of Abdullah Hamid Abdullah, a second commander of Al-Qaeda, was killed on August 7, 2020 in Tehran, and Mohsen, the head of the Iran nuclear weapons program, was assassinated on 27 November 2020 in Absard, Iran. In between 2020 and 2025, Iran killed his own citizens for protesting against government rules, and women are killed for not wearing hijab properly. Even fingers are visible or hair are visible outside, they will be hanged by the government law. And let's come into the 2026 strikes, which is going on. On February 28, 2026, Israel and US conducts a joint attacks on various sides of Iran and naming their operation as Roaring Lion by Israel and Operation Epic Fury by US. These attacks was made in cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Karaj. Iran also attacked Saudi Arabia oil plants and near Burj Khalifa. Even the supreme leader Ali Khamenei was assassinated by airstrikes by US at his compound. Let's we go into the reasons why the US and Israel was fighting against Iran, because the US saying that current strike are to prevent Iran from making nuclear weapons, where the Iran was telling we are generating only nuclear power for civilian use. But we have to observe the main thing is here. In nuclear test, you need a item called uranium. Civilian use, you only need maximum up to 3% uranium, but the Iran was using it more than 60%. You can count it almost 30% higher, and which concludes that Iran has a plans to make nuclear weapons, and this act was not liked by US. That's why the strikes was happening. And thank you. Please subscribe my channel.